Don't miss your moment to save your marriage. Famous actress Keri Russell was quoted as having said, "Sometimes it's the smallest decisions that can change your life forever. Sometimes we miss the moment." I had a decision like that I failed to make. What in retrospect would have been a much easier decision, but over time became so much more difficult. Several years ago, a blood test showed that I had some issues with my kidneys. My wife urged me to go see a nephrologist to make sure I was okay, and I did the good thing. I did the right thing. I went to see the doctor. I went there, the doctor she reviewed my lab test. She said, okay, you definitely have an issue, but right now it's not that bad. You're doing okay. But you need to come back in 6 months. We'll update your lab tests, we'll review the results, and we'll see how you're doing. And by the way, it's possible that if it gets worse, that we might need to do a kidney biopsy to make sure, kind of where you're at and what you might be needing. So over the next 6 months, I felt fine. I mean, I didn't feel any different. Out of sight, out of mind, I ended up canceling the appointment. I rationalized that, okay, basically she said I was fine, doing okay. I rationalized I felt fine, I felt good. And the truth was, I didn't want to have a kidney biopsy. I mean, I was just kind of scared of that idea. Fast forward 2 years and I'm laying in a hospital bed. 2 doctors walk into my room that I'd never met before, and they say, well, Mr. Cochran, as you know, you're going to be getting a kidney biopsy this afternoon. And by the way, that was the first of 2 kidney biopsies that I got over the next year. But they said, you're going to be getting the biopsy. The results will come back, and you probably, what we're looking at is maybe cancer. Maybe you'll be on dialysis the rest of your life, or maybe you'll need a kidney transplant. And I'm like, oh no. And I wish so much that I would have just done that sooner, but I didn't. When it comes to marriage, sometimes you get this urge. And that urge is, maybe it's time to get some help. Maybe it's time to get some marriage counseling. And sometimes wives will get that urge, and they'll talk to their husband, and their husband will be like, you know what, we're doing okay. We can handle all these things ourselves. We don't need help. And maybe then the husband will start making a few changes there in the future. But again, fast forward a few years, and maybe that wife that urged you to get counseling, maybe she's had an affair by now. Or maybe she's saying, hey, buddy, I don't really love you anymore, and I'm thinking about getting divorced. And at that point, you're thinking, oh no, why didn't I do something sooner? And now you're motivated. Now you're desperate to do something. The thing is, it's so many more times difficult and painful than if you would have just gone in the first place and got a marriage biopsy and got whatever help that you needed. And so here's what I want to say to you. If you've had an urge to go get counseling, stand up for yourself. Don't back down. If you've been urged to go get counseling, do it. Don't miss your moment, because believe me, it gets so much more painful and so much worse over time. So what can you do about this? Well, if you're listening to this right now, I'm thinking you already had the urge. And so follow through with it. Stand up for yourself. If you're listening to this because you've been urged, then go ahead and do it. You can call me. You can email me. My information for that, my contact information is on my website at www.rcochran.com. I also have a very easy to use online scheduler on my website. It's on every page. You just scroll down. All you have to do is enter the date and the time you want to meet, or actually click on the date and time you want to meet, and you're good to go. And then we can help this. Don't miss your moment.